lot of Chinese fighters. They're usually very respectful, very quiet, but these guys have putting it all out there and really ready to throw down in the one cage.
No touch of gloves, a very intense stare down, and a very intense fight now at hand. The bell in round number 1. This fight is brought to you by Fun 88.
Both fighters just kind of feeling each other out here in the early minute of our first round. Little tester jab thrown by Lee Kai-Wen.
Black and white trunks for Yong Sen as he absorbs the full brunt of that kick. Red trunks for Lee Kai-Wen. Kicks just to close the distance, and a counter knee from Lee Kai-Wen. That was effective. Kai-Wen now looking for the takedown, now moving to the back. Effectively defended from Yong Sen. Clubbing right hand.
Looked like he slid almost an elbow over the top that landed flush on Yong Sen's chin.
Spinning back fist, nothing there from Yong.
Yong likes to attack in some unorthodox attacks. He likes that jumping side kick. He likes to throw awkward strikes from different angles.
Swing and a miss with the 1-2. Straight left hand back to the inside for Lee. Side kick from Yong, counter kick to answer from Lee.
And now nice little counter left hand there as Lee Kai-Wen threw in that jab.
But you see Lee keeps coming forward. Trying to set the tempo, set the rhythm in this fight. Snaps that left jab.
Now there's so much at stake in this contest that both these, the winner of this contest is going to immediately get launched into stardom. And here in China, as one championship gets ready to unleash a huge event here all throughout China this year.
Kick caught, then the counter kick from Lee Kai-Wen.
This is a big fight between two tournament champions.
2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, round number 1.
There's been so much talk, so much animosity, so much bad blood between these two. As Yong Sen throws a kick, gets taken down. Lee Kai-Wen ends up on top now, in side control, and he's dropping some elbows.
Lee working from side control. Big right hands, and those are landing flush. Yong Sen feeling the full brunt of those punches. Lee trying to step over, knee on belly, now takes the back. That was slick, and both hooks in. Now thinking rear naked choke that finishes Lee Kai-Wen. On the scramble from Yong Sen, but still in trouble in this position. Looking to turn and can't do so fully.
Nice defense.
Now there's the good, full, effective turn from Yong Sen.
Thought Lee Kai-Wen was going to slide around and keep that back position, but Yong Sen did a good job of staying chest to chest in that position to not allow Lee Kai-Wen to take advantage of that position. And you can see the welt there on Yong Sen's left leg from that early low kick by Lee Kai-Wen.
Closed guard, but an active guard from Lee Kai-Wen. Call for action from referee Peter Jha.
You can see Lee Kai-Wen's trying to attempt something. He's moving the legs, trying to throw the leg over Yong Sen's face.
This crowd largely behind Lee.
Yeah, Lee Kai-Wen, he grew up here, he wrestled here. He's got a large fan base out of Changsha, China. You can see him trying to stick his feet inside the cage, and he's not really getting a grip with it. He just kind of got his foot stuck in there a little bit. Referee kind of taps him off.
And you see Lee trying to walk up the closed guard. Yong Sen holding top position, but not really throwing from this top position.
Yeah, he's just sort of holding him there. which is surprising. You know, Young Sen really wants to do some damage here, especially with Lee Kai-Wen locking the closed guard and kind of holding him there. But his head's buried into the chest of Lee Kai-Wen.
The bell, the end of round number 1.
Overall, good start to this tournament winner featherweight bout here. You can see that high kick through by Lee Kai-Wen, and just some of the stand-up exchanges by these two featherweights. There's that leg kick that I believe that left that deep well on Young Sen's leg. Here's a scramble initiated. Lee Kai-Wen ending back up on top. Good ground control there. Let's shoot over Rich Franklin and see how he has the scoring so far.
Well, on the scramble, I didn't award either fighter a takedown. So this fight for me has basically been about the effective striking or the striking superiority. And definitely Lee Kai-Wen is edging that out for sure. I didn't actually score him on damage, but I've made some notes on my paper for the welt that's on the leg actually. But at this point, if the fight was stopped, I would give the decision to Lee Kai-Wen.
Huge bout in ONE Championship's featherweight division. Two very promising young Chinese fighters in their home nation. Two previous tournament winners, Young Sen versus Lee Kai-Wen in round number 2. This fight is brought to you by Fun 88.
And they just touched hands, so maybe a little bit of that animosity's kind of drifted away after they got that first round, and you throw hands with somebody, you're like, all right, we're good now.
And again, they didn't touch hands to start this bout. Spinning back kick in the counter right hand. Lee very quick to counter.
Young Sen is so fast on those kicks. They come from all different angles. He likes to spin. He likes to jump. He likes to slide. Nice little catch into a takedown there.
From the Superman punch attempt. Both fighters so explosive.
Oh, yeah. Both these guys showed in their tournament victories they just can go. You know, they got good stamina, good conditioning. They like to move. They like to explode. Kind of getting stacked. Possible triangle here. If he can throw his legs up. He's got one arm. No arm now.
But you make an excellent point because Young Sen trying to stack Lee, but leaving himself open to triangle choke danger.
Yeah, you got to have either both hands on inside the legs or both hands outside of the legs. When you leave one hand in between the legs of your opponent, you're basically giving them a possible submission of either an arm bar or a triangle.
Lee actually pulling down on the back of the head in the can opener position to bring Young Sen in close, in tight. Lee has looked very effective on his back thus far in the fight. 3:20 remaining now, round number 2.
I don't know if you can call it effective. He's kind of stifling the ground attack, you know, but he's not really threatening anything substantial in the way of submissions.
Effective, though, in that he is limiting the punches, the strikes from the top of Young Sen.
That is true.
Attacking with his guard.
I'll give you that one, but I'd like to see him attempt more submissions, especially you got to be active. You always got to be working for the finish. You can't win just the round.
Referee Peter Shaw telling both fighters to be active now.
Young Sen's trying to step over that leg, how he's pushing it down, trying to step over the leg, moving to a more dominant position.
Young again stacking Lee, now back to the inside.
See, being in this position, it is pretty uncomfortable. You've got your face pressed up against the cage there, your head's kind of cranked awkwardly. It's not very comfortable. You really can't do anything from this position. And Young Sen's really not using it to his advantage because see how he just buries his head in there, and his arms are close to Lee Kai-Wen's face, so he's not really dropping any bombs. But Lee Kai-Wen's threatening a possible armbar right there.
Looking to go belly down on the armbar for the finish is Lee Kai-Wen.
Nice.
Well defended.
Nice defense by Young Sen, how he just stepped over the head to alleviate some of that pressure, and now he's in side control. Now he's in a more advantageous position.
Young very effectively stepping over in the side control. Backwards elbow, that was effective.
Now, the majority of this round, Youngson has been on top, and Lee Kai-Wen hasn't been able to really establish any sort of offense from the bottom. Now, this is side control position, so there's possibly some submissions here. But you can see that Lee Kai-Wen just slid that left leg in between the stomach of Youngson and himself to create a little bit of space so that he could get back into full guard.
Short slam from the closed guard. Not quite a power bomb, but it got Lee to move.
You know,
continuing the throw.
When you pick up your opponent like that, it gives them, yeah, you can put them down and you can put them down hard, but if they're, it also gives them a chance to get into a better position for a possible submission.
A lot of grappling coaches say never, ever do that.
But I think in this kind of situation, just the emotions get the best of you. You just want to pick them up and you want to, you know, inflict some damage, and you're just a little frustrated. But if Lee Kai-Wen was smooth, he would have let go of the guard, slid his legs out, and stood back up. Because we're approaching about the 4-minute mark of Lee Kai-Wen being on the
Looking again for the armbar now from the bottom is Lee. And that's well read and defended from Yang.
Yeah, he just slides his arm out, no problem.
Double right hand now to the ribcage thrown by Youngson.
And it looks like we're going to see a third round. So it'll be interesting to see how Rich Franklin has this fight so far, considering that he gave the first 5 minutes to Lee Kai-Wen, and now Youngson has clearly been on top for a majority of the round. If that changes the judging or the scoring in this particular situation.
That is the end of round number 2. A very even 10 minutes thus far. Into the third and final rounds. Very tight. Real sportsmanship now. The animosity seems to have dissipated. A lot of mutual respect in this fight. And it is brought to you by Fun 88. Youngson versus Lee Kai-Wen in the ONE Championship cage.
You know, the bad blood thing, when somebody's talking so much trash, you know, into your face about you, and it's really disrespectful. I've never been in that situation. I've never really been angry inside a fight. I've always tried to put that out of there. But I think Rich Franklin has been in that position before.
I've been in that position a couple times where somebody's talked some trash about me before a fight, but you have to remember that there's a big difference between animosity and respect, and somebody will earn your respect by the end of a fight.
Rich is a former world champion. You know, when is it a good time to fight angry? The answer would be never.
Correct. You know, Lee Kai-Wen made a good comment about Youngson before the fight, and he said he's an intelligent fighter. He's very cerebral in his approach.
But he also said he had the fighting skill of a 6-year-old. And right now, that 6-year-old is controlling the fight and outscoring you. So sometimes trash talk works very badly. Ooh, low shot.
Time called by referee Peter Shaw.
So now what happens in this situation?
Well, this is a rule infraction here. It's a low blow. It's inadvertent, so they're not going to yellow card him. It's just a warning at this point in time. But basically, Lee Kai-Wen here has the duration of a round, which is 5 minutes to recover from this. Now, this looks like a pretty bad shot. I'm sure he's going to end up taking the full 5 minutes.
Let's take a look at the rules so far. In the injury time, a fighter is allowed 5 minutes for medical examination and recovery. If the fighter is unable to resume the allotted time, an official decision will be given, which is pretty much just exactly what Rich Franklin just said.
So Lee Kai-Wen is able to continue, does not take the full 5 minutes. Time in, this fight in round number 3 resumes.
Still looks slightly affected in his movement by that shot, but he seems to shake it off. The crowd seemed to energize him and push him on.
It was ruled accidental. Rich, as you said, no yellow card in that sequence. Good right hand, then the left to follow from Youngson. Outside kick from Lee.
3 minutes left in this big fight between two tournament champions here in China. A little bit of movement coming from both fighters. Just sort of, I think that after a 3 minute break like that, you really just need to kind of warm back up again and kind of let your body just sort of relax. get back into the flow. You can see Lee Kai-Wen shoots in for a big double leg takedown.
And he hits it effectively. Right into side control goes Lee Kai-Wen.
That was a nice shot. Shoots in and ends up in a very dominant position here in side control. You can see him landing a little bit of punches.
2:20 remaining in this third and final round.
You know, if he can continue to maintain this position for the final 2 minutes, this might be enough to swing the fight back in his direction. Young Seng's got to start moving. He's got to create a scramble. He's got to stay off of his back. You really got to turn onto your side and stay away from getting flattened out onto your back because you really can't move.
Sitting through now is Lee, effectively with the cage walk. A lot of swelling around the left eye of Lee Kai-Wen.
That's it. Young Seng pops back up to his feet in the final 90 seconds here. Let's see who can really turn it on and prove that they want this a little bit more.
Both fighters looking for a dominant sequence. Young shooting for the takedown. Second effort on the single leg, and he hits it. That was impressive on the commitment from Young Seng.
Lee Kai-Wen does the right thing by sprawling those legs out and not allowing Young Seng to suck his legs back in and finish the takedown attempt. Good effort by both fighters here. We got 60 seconds here, Sean.
A lot of swelling around the left eye of Lee Kai-Wen. He comes forward now. Young trying to find the jab, moving backwards, swing and a miss, exploding back into Young Seng. Oh, on the scramble, and lands a full mount and letting go with the right hand.
Kind of a sacrifice throw, and he ended up on top there. We've got 34 seconds. Lee Kai-Wen's on top, throwing bombs.
Lee trying to finish big. Just misses with that kick. Back on the inside with punches. The takedown on the leg sweep. Now Young Seng comes forward and lands the knee to the body. 15 seconds remaining in the final round.
Both fighters are letting it all go here, trying to shoot for takedowns, scrambling. Let's see how they finish. We need a big flurry from both fighters here.
Looking for the throw, couldn't get it, almost a whizzer, and there's the bell. Outstanding fight, extremely even. And the suspense mounts now here in Changsha, China. Who will claim this victory? Rich, what do you think?
Wow, this is such a close fight. All right, they each had one takedown. I didn't award takedowns for Young Seng there because there was a scramble immediately after. And the same with Lee Kai-Wen. I didn't award a takedown at the end there because it was coming off of a shot attempt from Young Seng. So they're even on the takedowns. They're even on the striking superiority because Young Seng started picking up the combinations towards the end of the fight. Lee Kai-Wen in the first round was doing a much better job. Fighter! They're even on the damage. I gave them both some points on, you know, superficial damage. Lee Kai-Wen with the leg kicks, Young Seng for the damage to the eye that you can see in the screen right there. I think the difference here is the amount of time that Young Seng spent in a dominant position on the ground.
Let's now end all suspense and learn the winner of this key featherweight fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges see it for your winner via unanimous decision. From the red corner, Lee Kai-Wen!